BBs, and thank you so much for joining me. Today, we're going to get into a live stream about Amber's most recent travesty, where she obviously now has a kitten that I don't think anybody thinks that she actually needed. So, today, we're going to watch a video brought to us by Apathetic faxX. So, a big thank you to them. I will have their information in my description. So, obviously, they're a very popular channel. I'm sure we're all very familiar. So, hello, Sherry. Thanks for being here, BB. All right. I realize I'm going live while Jordy is going live, so I don't expect for us to have a lot of people in here, but that's okay. I have fun doing these, and I had an opportunity, so I figured why not. So we will get into this video, and yeah, she's definitely going to piss me off. Just the fact that she has a cat it's beyond words. But all right, let's take a look, shall we?
Longer evaded.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to read that. I forgot. So Apathetic faxX has added for us, in tonight's live stream, Amber is hounded with questions from her members, including super chats, asking her to please address the sighting of a kitten in her live stream from 2 nights ago. She ignores any and all questions until eventually that's all the chat becomes and she can no longer evade it. Love that for her. And honestly, though, the fact that she thought she just wasn't going to address it and people were just going to let that go, yeah, I don't think so.
Including super chats, asking her to please address the sighting of a kitten in her live stream from 2 nights ago. She ignores any and all questions.
What was that thing in the background last time? That thing? I have no idea.
Now, notice they're saying thing, probably because she has the word kitten blocked.
There wasn't a thing behind me. I don't really know. I know people are saying that there was someone here with a checkered shirt. I think you guys are probably referring to this.
I don't think anybody was discussing that, but then again, I'm not really in her chat like that, so could be wrong.
This is what I usually have you guys leaned up against, but I'm using my tripod today, so it actually worked out really good.
So professional.
I'm pretty sure you can say kitten on here. Sorry, I genuinely can't.
Genuinely.
How's Twinkie? Really good. Thank you for asking. Twinkie's doing really good.
Yet
Where
she hasn't
art
been
thou,
showing,
Romeo? I
Twinkie.
used to say that all the literal time. And it seems like it's asking, like, where is Romeo? But it's asking, like, why is Romeo Romeo? Because, like, in Romeo and Juliet, it's like Juliet's in love with Romeo, and she's just like...
The fact that she finds it necessary to lecture anyone on anything, especially William Shakespeare, like, bitch, please, just save it.
Why is Romeo Romeo? Because they're supposed to be, like, enemies or whatever. Girl, what do they want for that? Feet pics? Wait, what? I would never send a feet pic. I hate feet pics. I'm not a feet girly, I will say. Girl, when
I
are you
love
posting
Apathetic
again?
faxX, always with the edits.
Soon. Oh my god, I'm telling you, I'm never going on 100.
Oh my god, people are really getting creative in our chat, saying things like, Amberlynn, if you got a new male puss, what would you name him? Like, anything to avoid saying the word cat, apparently.
Milligrams of Zoloft again. I am sticking to the 50 milligrams because that shit, like, changed my life. And thankfully my doctor's super understanding, and he was like, oh my god, well, if 50
Sherry,
milligrams is working, like, just stick to that, you know? And I don't know, something about, like, filming a vlog and, like, opening my life, like, even more. I don't know, something about that just doesn't seem enticing to me right now, which sounds kind of hectic.
Even though it's her literal job.
From your resident fly. What? Thank you for the super chat. That's so funny. Okay, so I think we missed a super chat or two. Did we? And thank you everyone for, like, the super chats. Thank you everyone for just being here. Silent viewers, like, everybody. Hello. Stop the acts. Oh my god, I'm not an actress, Lynn, I'll tell you that. Thanks for telling us about Chi. My hair is so much shinier now. Oh my god, it's literally amazing. And thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so glad that I recommended that and you enjoy it. Yay.
Okay, so one of her super chats is, we know you locked up Romeo up for the stream. He doesn't make another appearance. Yeah, I'm sure she did. She probably locks up all the animals, if we're being so for real.
Holy shit.
Notice she doesn't know what to say. It's like she can't come up with a lie.
Gabrielle, I'm not purposely lying about anything, so.
She would never do that, of course. Amberlynn is known for being truthful. Just how awkward she's being here, where it's everything in the chat is just kitten, 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 kitten. She doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know what to do. And it's hilarious. Oh my God, just watching her squirm. She's such an idiot. These are the times that I swear to God, it just shows who she is as a person. She absolutely would be one of those people in a zombie apocalypse that gets bitten and hides the bite so that everybody else gets infected. You know what I mean? Like, she's that bitch. Like, right now, she would rather just sit there and look like an awkward idiot rather than just admit, yeah, okay, you guys are right. I got a cat. Like, it would actually be a little less ridiculous and make her look less of a liar if she would just, I don't know, be honest for once in her life. Awkward house bae. She knows she did something wrong or she wouldn't have felt a need to hide it. And this is why her audience never believes her. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And I would almost maybe have a little smidge, the teeniest little smidgen of respect for her if she for once could just come out and say, yeah, you're right. But she can't do that. She has to act like she's some freaking secret agent that can hide anything and everything. But because, of course, just like Chantal, she thinks she's smarter than all of us. But so seeing her squirm here is quite satisfying to watch. Look at her contemplating, like, should I just go get the damn cat?
Okay.
Oh, yep. Here he is.
Have a kitten.
Aww. This poor little thing. My God. I am a cat lover. I have talked about this in a previous video a time or two. I love cats. I've always had cats. This cat's adorable. And it definitely deserves a better home than Amber.
Okay. His name is Romeo. I had to go find him. He was playing with Wasabi.
Is. Oh.
And I'm gonna start crying. There are a multitude of reasons.
My God, here we go. This is so performative. The only reason she's crying right now is because she has to admit that she lied. She's having to show this kitten. That's the only reason. I don't care what she's about to say, what bullshit she's trying to manipulate us about to try to deflect off of the fact that she's a freaking liar. But here we go.
That's why I like to have boundaries and keep things to myself. I feel like I have come to terms with like the fact that I lost Rarity.
My fucking God. I can't stand her. I can't stand this bitch. I'm already getting so pissed off.
I've come to terms that like I might never get her back. But there is always that chance that I will.
I don't think she believes that for a second. And I think she knows what happened to Rarity. I believe that wholeheartedly. Just from the way she's always spoken about Rarity ever since she quote unquote got out. She's always kind of spoken about her in past tense. She knows damn well she's never going to get Rarity back.
Look how precious.
Yeah, like, he is. And he's literally tucked in your freaking arm flap.
And, you know, that she'll be found. And, like, I mourned losing her. Like, she was my everything, and you guys know that. Like, I would do.
I had a moment of silence, Sherry. I don't remember that, but yeah, it sounds like something I'd do. Sometimes, though, when I have those gaps in my videos, and I try to cut them out, but I'm sure you'll see them more tonight because there's obviously no editing. Sometimes that's just my brain whirling of like really wanting to go off on these heifers, but realizing that YouTube has rules. So it's like, what can I say? What can I get away with saying? So, yes. Just the fact that she had to get another animal. Like, could you be more selfish if you tried? Honestly. For one, she can't take care of herself. She can't even wipe her own ass properly. For two, do you remember when Beck was kind of letting things slip a little bit about how things had been with Amber? And they had told us about when Amber and them had first met. And Beck had gone over to Amber's apartment. And this, I believe, was after... Oh, Sherry, Amber had a moment of silence. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm sure she really meant that wholeheartedly, as she had already gotten a kitten to replace Rarity. But anyway, so remember when Beck was telling us how when they first went to Amber's apartment, and I think Destiny had moved out or they were close to moving out, and Beck encountered the quote unquote spare bedroom or cat room that was just filthy, covered in feces. The cat litter box was overflown. I think the bed was covered in poop and pee. That's what happens when Amber is left to her own devices. I would love to see what the animals' areas look like in this house she's in now. And notice she never shows us the floor. And I'm going to assume that's because, for one, the floor is filthy. But for two, she's probably got pee pads everywhere because you know she's not taking Twinkie out regularly and certainly never getting any walks. So just the selfishness, the absolute... It's like, does she not understand that this kitten is probably going to outlive her? Most cats live 10, 15, even 20 years. So cool. I'm glad you could take on another creature life that you can't deal with. Can't even wipe your own butt. Hello, Janie. Thanks so much for being here, baby. We're about to go in on this heifer.
Anyways, like,
It kinda seemed like she was gonna say she'd do anything to get Rarity back. But remember when just 2 days ago she said this?
would you ever come back to Wisconsin? Why? You know, why would I?
Yeah, why would she? To go get her cat? Yeah. Janie, I'm going to assume you were maybe going to say something about like take Amber's body and use it as a source of food, perhaps. Yeah. Well, they have a lot to eat. God, you know, that's kind of a morbid thought, but let's just say worst case scenario. Amber were to pass away in her apartment, and how long do you think it would take for them to like figure it out? Because unfortunately, in my career, I kind of see the worst of humanity, and there is definitely scenarios where people are not found right away. Now, she does have her mother, and maybe they talk on a daily basis, but who knows? Her mom might not hear from her for a few days and just think, oh, it's just Amber being Amber, you know? So, shudder to think how long she might sit there. Awkward house bay. Why would Rarity go out in the cold? Exactly. She wouldn't. And truly what makes it even more suspicious, which it's not like it hasn't already happened with Gracie, you know, where mysteriously this cat disappears and now all of a sudden Amber has Wasabi. The fact that Emily said what she said about basically kind of coming for Amber a little bit, well, a lot of it, and saying, you know, oh, what a coincidence, the cat got out the day I told you to leave. So yeah, Yeah, Janie. But you know what? Think about just this last couple weeks where she just kind of dipped and didn't say anything. I'm not saying that people wouldn't notice, but it's not like she hasn't just disappeared for no reason before. So
Nothing I say will ever matter.
no, it doesn't, because
But
you're a
I
liar.
lost a part of me when I lost her.
Bitch.
You would-
Oh my. Sorry for all the quick pauses, but you know what? She's annoying and whatever. The thing is with Amber, and I believe this to the core of my being, she really doesn't know what it means to love anything. She can't even love herself. Obviously, look at what she's done to herself, but let alone like an animal, a family member. Hell no. She doesn't have any value in anything other than her immediate instant gratification. Hey, Paw Patrol. Thanks for being here, BB. We're just going in on Amber. And I said at the beginning, I realized Jordy's live too, and I think he's literally watching this exact same thing. So I'm not expecting a lot of us, but you know what? That's okay. I enjoy doing these lives as I can. So
Go play, baby. Okay, go play. And I told myself I was never going to get another cat.
Will you get another pet anytime soon? No, absolutely not. I'm still
well,
waiting
that
for
lasted
Verity
long,
to come
didn't
home.
it?
Oh, he's still just sitting on me. Then my stepbrother had kittens and my mom was going to take one. And they were like, Amberlynn, like, we see how much you miss Rarity. This could like.
You know what? That pisses me off too. Okay, so I'm going to get a little preachy here for a second, but I have always been. How do I want to say this? It's not like controversial and anything, but I've always been of the opinion if you're going to have animals, you need to obviously, it's a very large responsibility financially, emotionally, physically. If you're going to have an animal, get it spayed, get it neutered. The fact that people have these cats and then just let them have kittens just pisses me off, I swear to God, to my core. And like me as an animal lover, me as a cat owner, I swear if I had a nickel for every time when one of these people had a litter and were like, hey, you want a cat? No, I don't. I already have enough animals. I have 2 cats and a dog. Believe me, I would have an army of cats, but I want to be able to properly take care of my animals so I don't have too many. You know what I mean? So just the fact that her brother, it doesn't surprise me at all. But of course, her brother had a freaking litter of kittens that he needed to give away. Like the Reed family, quality family. Yeah.
Like bring that like fun because Rarity and Wasabi are 2 completely different type of cats. Wasabi is like low-key. Rarity was in everything, like loud, like and
Oh, you mean an animal? Cool. Yeah, Janie, it honestly is one of my biggest pet peeves. Especially, you see all the cats that are out on the street that are just running wild. It's sad. There's so many unwanted animals in shelters that are put down on a daily basis, literally in the thousands. This is the last I'm going to say about it, but please, 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 BBs, spay and neuter your animals and give people a hard time if they're not doing it, because people need to be held accountable for their shitty behavior, especially when it comes to animal and children. Okay. Back to the cow.
it was just more quiet. And Romeo was brought like people always like said like when you lose a pet, people always get a new pet to like help.
Yes,
And like
Paw
I never
Patrol,
understood.
very much so.
But now I get it. Wasabi's happy and plays with Romeo and they cuddle and it's just so fun to see them like.
You know what's funny about this? She's making the comment about Wasabi being happy. Just the other day, she tried to say how he was totally fine because people were asking if he missed Rarity, and I actually made a point to talk about my animals and how I had a pet that I had to put down, and I knew she was full of shit. So right here is saying, almost her admitting, yeah, Wasabi has been affected by Rarity's absence, even though she tried to play it off like he wasn't. Like, okay.
play together. And like, do you think Wasabi is lonely? No, he's really happy. He's a happy little kitty.
Oh,
for
here we go.
sure. It's like brought out
That was
something
7 days ago. Yeah.
in Wasabi, brought out something in Twinkie, brought out something in me.
Awkward
and
House
Rarity's
Bay.
name
That's great.
was
I'm glad they do that.
Rarity Gray, as you guys know. So I named him Romeo Ray. So Rarity's like memory would always like be here.
Bitch. Rarity Gray and Romeo Ray. Maybe he would still be there, or she would still be there, had you not carted her ass to, where was it? Wisconsin? For literally no reason, so that you could go be with your stupid feeder. That still blows my mind that she did that. Like, first of all, why in the world? I don't want to be in the car 9 hours or 19 hours just myself. You're going to take 3 animals with you? Insanity. And unchipped. And then what do you know? One gets lost. Oh, well, see, I got to go back to Oklahoma. What a great pet owner.
This really feels more like she's just replacing Rarity.
I almost felt like this kitten
is.
was like meant to be in my life. He's still right here. He's so sweet. We cuddle every night. He cuddles with Wasabi.
Watch out, kitten. Your life's in danger. Imagine being a tiny kitten and you've got this behemoth just waddling around. God. And you know what? Kittens are a lot. They've got a lot of energy and they're underfoot a lot of times. Wouldn't that be something if this kitten was Amberlynn's downfall? Like, oh no, he tripped her at the top of the steps. I don't think she has any stairs in her apartment, but one could hope.
It feels like it was like meant to be. Yesterday was his first round of vaccines, and we have to go do 2 more rounds. And on his 3rd round, he's going to get fixed, and I'm nervous about that. Like, obviously, that's hard because you have to go like under anesthesia. Like,
bitch, oh my god, I just want to keep saying shut the fuck up. It's really hard. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Shut up. Quit acting like this is your newborn child that's having to have a serious procedure. God. Especially for boy cats, it's like super, super simple and super easy. Yes, a kitten took down Foodie Beauty Sherry. You know what? Apparently these I want to say Sasquatch, but I don't think that's quite the idea. I don't think these heifers have realized that you don't mess with cats and you don't mess with kids. But here we are. Now, if something else happens to this kitten, I don't see her recovering from that, and she shouldn't. Yeah, Paw Patrol, 100%. It's all about her. It doesn't matter. She's not concerned with the fact that this kitten needed a loving home. And that was something that she could provide. It's what these animals provide to her emotionally. Same with Foodie Beauty. They don't do it, to care for the cats because, they are genuine loving pet owners. It's because of the emotional gratification they get from having these animals.
The whole 9, people like just view me as a way that's like not real. So it's easier to just not say anything. I've had Rarity for a decade. Something was missing. Like, I see these mean things said, like Rarity's never going to be found, Rarity this or that, but like I still have that like hope. And if that's the
is that the mean things that you're worried about? How about the fact that you're a cat killer? How about the fact that you're a serial abuser? Oh, those don't bother you? The fact that they said Rarity won't be found. Okay, good. Just her trying to like guilt the audience right now. It's like no one feels sorry for you. Yeah, Awkward House Bay. She isn't able to clean up if the kitten has an accident on the floor. Hell no. She can't bend down. I guess she could mop without pants though, or she could just use her really long pants to mop. But considering she never washes the pants, or she probably walked through, 2 inches of water and then got cellulitis in those pants, it's probably not going to do much cleaning, if I had to guess.
case and she's gonna come back home and I'm gonna have 4 babies and I'm gonna take care of them and I'm gonna love them and I'm gonna give them my everything.
How in the world are you gonna care for 4 animals? She can barely take care of the ones she has. Poor Twonk.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I actually heard wind of this, that where she's living, there's only 2 pets allowed. Now, is it possible that she made out a deal with her apartment place and they basically said, okay, if you pay this much more a month, you can have an extra pet? But it also kind of does make you wonder if that's why Rarity magically disappeared and then she only had 2 pets. But yeah, I am going to guess that people are going to be reporting her. I don't recommend that any of my BBs do that, but I'm sure it will happen.
Needed help a long time ago. We don't even see her in videos or live streams anymore. But the pet policy at her apartment complex clearly states they only allow 2 pets per household. Later in this stream, she'll claim her apartment complex knows of Romeo and they've
Janie, you said must be uncomfortable being Amber. I'm gonna guess it's a living hell. Just imagine for a second what it must feel like to not be able to breathe, not be able to move, not really. I mean, she can't fit into normal seats. You have to worry about if you're going somewhere, am I going to fit in the seat? Am I going to break the furniture? She has to Google like movie theaters, like, will I fit in the seat? So above all that, like above all the inconveniences, just not being able to move, like imagine not being able to walk in a store. Somebody that is a abled body, so she should be able to walk. It's not like she had, a accident or something she was born with, that took her legs. No, this is a person that should be able to walk and move, and she's only 34. So yeah, Paw Patrol, not be able to wipe your ass. Yeah. So that's why I've always kind of said, I don't really find it necessary to go in real life with these women because they're already living in their own hell. And that's why it's so funny when Amber tries to be like, you're all just jealous haters. Like, oh my God. It's like, you could not give me $1 billion to trade lives with her, to be in that freaking body. Absolutely not. She just hurts every single day, every second. Like, there's no way. So jelly. Me too, Paw Patrol. I think we should all take a moment to try to center ourselves and understand that we will never be able to be Amber, and we have to live with that. Hey, M. Johnson, thanks for being here, BB. Like we could ever be jealous of someone like her. Yeah, but you know what? That's what she thinks. And I think her and Chantal both truly believe that, or they've at least convinced themselves of that, because how else do they go on living every day? They have to be deluded in some way. Awkward houseway. Yes, I agree. She's in a lot of pain. I was over 200 and I was miserable. Money isn't everything. Absolutely. And you know what? I don't think Amber's really swimming in it like she used to be either. So love that for her.
even commented on how cute he is.
But this is why I did not want to talk about this. This is why, like, genuinely, because it's like, what do I say? And like, seeing people say that I'm replacing Rarity is like the sickest thing I've ever seen. Like,
I
you
know,
don't
it's
say
hard
that
to face the
someone,
truth,
who
isn't it?
loses their dog or their dog passes away and then they get another one. Like, I'm gonna bring up FFG. She put down both of her dogs and immediately got 2 more. That's
Bitch, shut the hell up. That's not even the same at all. I know FFG is kind of a polarizing personality, but I believe that they are truly a good pet owner. I think she takes great care of her pets. I think any pet that lives with her would be lucky to live, that life. Imagine having to have your only animals put down. So you have an empty house. that's a scenario where you now are able to provide a loving, caring home to animals that really need it. She's just grasping at straws, and not like we should be surprised. Nemesis 9K, raging cringe. Someone needs to come pick her up. I don't know who's gonna be able to do that, or anybody that wants to do that. Hell no. And yes, remember everybody, we're supposed to be jealous of this. Well, we just went over that Nemesis, and we're trying to move past that so we can all go on with our lives and not literally look at a picture of Amber every day and throw an axe at it because we wish we were her, you know? Anna.
That's what people do. And so I take care of all of them and love them. And like, Romeo's so sweet, like, genuinely. Like, we cuddle, we play. Like, we play so much. That's why I have, like, scratches all over from him.
God.
For the
Great. More wounds for her to not let heal. Ugh. Did you see that big thing on her? Let me see if I can get it back up.
We play so much. That's why.
Oh my God. That looks kind of gruesome, honestly. Jesus. And has she ever heard of cat scratch fever? Because I'm sure she's keeping those litter boxes pristine. You know what she should do? And she's probably got the money for it. Hire someone to come in and clean for you, but she probably doesn't want anybody coming in and seeing her, I would guess. Don't forget, men and women want her. Yeah. We have talked about on the channel before the quality of men that I'm sure are approaching her. I can only imagine in my mind. Like the old dusty crusties, basically, that come. That's. She hasn't learned yet that male attention means nothing. So she thinks it's something to brag about. Epic transition from crying to laughing. Yeah, she's a narcissist. She has no real feelings. No, I don't think that looks like a kitten scratch either. It looks like a knife wound or something. Like, Jesus. If that started out as a kitten scratch, I actually have a cat scratch across my shoulder right now, and it's super, super thin. That looks like it needs a stitch or something. It looks huge. Janie, I'm a house cleaner. Are you in Oklahoma? Because we're going to need you to go undercover. Okay. We've got a plan. All right. Here's the plan. Present yourself, obviously, as you are, house cleaner extraordinaire, and be like, yeah, I will come in, clean. I won't make fun of your legs. It'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, you're going to be wearing like a hidden camera the whole time. Perfect. I'm glad we got this all sorted out.
Have like scratches all over from him. For the lack of a better word, like, it's been a blessing for me. It's been a blessing for Wasabi. It's been a blessing for Twinkie. It's been a blessing just for my home. And now me and my mom.
Funny you aren't showing Twinkie though. How's Twinkie doing? Up to 50 pounds with foot-long nails? Yeah, probably something like that.
Both have kittens from the same litter, and we think that's really cute. My mom also has scratches all over her hands from her kitten.
Yeah,
which she
Jenny.
named Adrian, by the way.
That's part of the it's part of the uniform. No pants. And Amberlynn will not be wearing pants either. So good luck.
Lucky, like, he was meant to be in my life, and my apartment complex thinks he's adorable, and it's just like, it sucks that like I have to be forced into like
my apartment complex thinks he's adorable, and they've already put out flyers for everybody, so everybody that lives here can look at him saying, look at this perfect kitten. I swear to God, she always takes probably like the smallest, most minute comment from someone and acts like people fall at her feet kissing her. Like, they probably were like, oh yeah, that's cute, and she's like, they love him.
Saying things that I don't want to say. Oh my God, my face is swollen from crying. Fun. Because I don't really cry that much anymore. So when I do, My face gets super fucking swollen. Holy. And it's like, it's not that I was lying. It's just that I wasn't speaking.
It's not that I was lying. You were just omitting the truth. Oh, okay. That's the same thing. It's the same thing as lying, especially when a lot of people were calling you out about it. So, M. Johnson, something that worries me about her not showing Twinkie is that most apartments do only let you have 2 pets. And I worry that she got rid of Twinkie because Twinkie took too much work. Could be. Yeah, could be. I think she probably just either has this cat and they don't know. But yeah, that would make sense. I mean, she obviously doesn't want to go out walking Twinkie, especially when she says, it's 104 degrees out. But yeah, that would be terrible if she literally, you know what though, if it ever came out that she just got rid of Twinkie, I don't know. I think if that ever got out, it would be the rue of her channel. You know what I mean?
Speaking about it. And I feel like being on YouTube or just being a public figure in general, whether it's TikTok or whatever. Whisker, thank you. Exactly. I do
Yeah,
like,
Nemesis.
this is
Duper's
like,
delight.
oh, like this has genuinely been bothering me. Whisker said, girl, you're allowed to have pets. Just take care of them properly. Exactly. Like,
exactly. Because you've literally never done that your entire YouTube career. You've never taken care of your animals properly. Oh.
I was talking to my mom and my friend about this. I get it. Like, in my early mid-20s, like, I've made mistakes. I've made mistakes as a pet owner, 100%. I am now fixing to be 35. As an inexperienced pet owner over a decade ago, sure, I made mistakes.
It was less than a year ago when you packed up all your animals and dragged them on a night.
Yep. Apathetic facts. It was less than a year ago when you packed up all your animals and dragged them. Sorry, I don't like the AI voice, so I'm going to read it. Packed up all your animals and dragged them on a 19-hour road trip just to visit your girlfriend. I'll fix that. Just to visit your feeder in Wisconsin. It wasn't supposed to be a long trip. People warned you not to take them, but you didn't want anyone, not even your mom, in your apartment while you were gone, which is super weird. Like, why? So you loaded them up, showed us how stressed Rarity was the entire time in her cat carrier, and took them with you. Yep. I wonder if she truly was trying to like move in with Emily. And so she figured, well, screw it. I'm just going to take them. And maybe she thought that would help convince Emily, like, oh, see, even our animals get along so well. Yeah, not just you're taking them in a really long car ride. You're taking them into an environment that they have no idea. That's all bad enough. The fact that Emily also had animals just added an entire other level of stress to these pets.
19-hour road trip just to visit your girlfriend in Wisconsin. Even your mom, your time, and identify them if they ever got out hundreds of miles away from home.
And I sat there and I was talking to my mom and I was like, one of the most painful things that people say about me is that like I'm an animal abuser and I don't take care of animals and stuff. And I literally looked at my mom.
Is it hurt because it's true? Yeah, people don't take too kindly to animal abusers, and you have shown us quite plainly in the last 10 years that you are neglectful and abusive to literally any living creature in your life. Not even talking just pets. We're talking relationships, friendships. It's like she's just a rotten freaking apple. Thanks, Janie. Appreciate it. And yeah, sucks to suck. So yeah, and you know what? That's just another reason that she's so unbearable. She wants to do all these shitty things and then act like she's the victim. Like, no, you're not. You're the opposite of the victim. You're the perpetrator.
And I was like, I almost want to ask them, what should I do better? Because I do everything I can. I do everything I can to be a good fur mom.
Does anybody want to make her a list? proper food, exercise, cleanly environment. Let's just start there. But she would have to probably master her own hygiene first, and we know that's not going to happen. Nemesis 9K. I had an ex who nearly mowed over 2 people in a crosswalk. I yelled at her and she said, "Don't make me feel bad." Same vibes. Yeah, it really is. Was your ex also a narcissist who weighed 600 pounds? Because if so, you got a type. And Amber's single, so apparently.
Because I love them literally more than I love myself. And it's like, we learn from our
That's
mistakes.
saying literally nothing.
Being a TikToker, being a YouTuber, being a whatever, just being a person, being
Oh my God. I can't stop pausing. It's harder now that this is all condensed. I have so much to say. The fact that she just said that she's like grown as a person. Motherfucker, if you had grown as a person, you wouldn't have another cat right now. Spiraling. Nemesis. She doesn't evolve. She keeps respawning on the same soil wash club. Well, that is the true DNA source there, so it makes sense, you know? Paw Patrol, if you can't wipe, you shouldn't have any pets. Yeah. How are you going to clean up after your animals if you can't clean up after your own ass? Yeah. Johnson, she hurts people or animals, then cries when called out, and that's not normal adult behavior. Yeah. She just thinks, I think, at this point that she's untouchable and she doesn't have any consequences. And if you really think about it, other than, like we said, living in her own hell, she hasn't really had many consequences. She's never been really put in her place by any of her partners. She's never been physically injured from what we know. She's never been put in jail for her alleged assaults. She's never been like put out on the streets. She's still living relatively comfortable. So I think that it would do these girls some good if they did have some consequence. And one could argue that Chantal being in Syria right now is quite the consequence. But yeah, Amber still has a comeuppance coming, I think. Janie has become a member in the Skeleton Society. Thank you, Janie, so much. We're so happy to have you, and welcome. We rise, we rage, we rot. Actually, I think I said that wrong. We rise, we rot, we rage. There we go. Welcome, BB. Thank you so much.
being a teacher or being a surgeon, it doesn't matter. We're allowed to have like personal parts of us that we don't share.
Yep.
Me not telling you guys about Romeo was never to lie. It wasn't me lying. I never lied about it. It was just something that I did not want to talk about.
I didn't want to answer for my own actions. How dare you guys call me out? Again, how she thought this was ever just going to be swept under the rug. Like, bitch, you've got to be kidding.
For this very reason. Cass, thank you for the super chat. The thing on Twinkie's side is a fatty tumor. I already took her to the vet for it multiple times, especially as of recently, and they said it's just a fatty tumor and that a lot.
Can fatty tumors be passed from owner to pet? But honestly, Amber looks like she is literally nothing but fatty tumors. I know that sounds hateful, but it's true. And I hate this bitch, so.
A lot of dogs get it. They said nothing's wrong. I have requested them to do a biopsy, and they said that it would be more risky to do that because it's very obvious it's a fatty tumor. I don't know. I did get a second opinion, though. Like one of the times when I was vlogging and I was sitting in a room.
Can you imagine? Amber's like, oh, the first vet told me it's a fatty tumor. I don't believe you.
And I was vlogging and I was like, hi, I'm at the vet, blah, 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 and I never told you guys why. It was literally because of that, because I wanted them to do a biopsy of it, but they were like, it's literally just a fatty tumor. But I messaged you to come out with the truth and face it. Now there's no more hiding it. It's not that I was hiding it, simply me. By the way, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, you were.
It's just like the way people are with me. I did not want to deal with it because my mental health has been so good, and I knew it was going to make me cry because I knew I was going to have to talk about Rarity, and that is a tough subject for me. Yes, there are microchips. Hey, I've already actually talked about that in a members.
Okay, so she has just acknowledged that her animals are now microchipped. Okay. Okay. Nemesis, she's been doing this too long to remember how normal emotions feel. Kind of sad, but it's her just desserts. Yes. I think it also has something to do with the fact that she has not lived in a normal reality for so long. And I think about that a lot. I think about what her actual life must be like. And I think that that does feed into her delusion because, you know, she's not working a normal job. She hasn't had to do that in so long. She doesn't really have to leave her house. She's got basically people, especially now with like her mom, that do nothing but enable her shitty behavior. So she is kind of in her own bubble. So yeah, she has no freaking clue what it's like to be in the real world anymore. And yeah, Paw Patrol, her chat is on her shit, and it's amazing to watch. That's why when she was really squirming, when they were just on, you know, kitten, acknowledge the kitten. Yes. And that's how they should be. Like, don't let this bitch get away with anything. I don't like the fact that they're paying her to be saying these things, but yeah, they should be on her ass.
Live stream. But Romeo doesn't get chipped until they said that they want to chip him when he gets fixed, which is already scheduled, because they said that the needle is a lot bigger than vaccination needles, is what they said. Romeo is so cute. Baby. And you know,
I also want to know where her freaking weigh-ins are. She gave us a body shot in her last live, which I was shocked. I couldn't believe she actually did it. But I want to see her freaking weigh-in, especially with the full body like she was doing. Janie, thank you so much for the super sticker, BB. Appreciate that.
what's funny? Me and my friend were laughing because this baby's excited right now. Oh my god, he cuddles so cute. Like, trust me, I have been like wanting to
She has
share my love for this little baby and how much him and Wasabi get along and just how amazing it's been. Like, trust me, I've wanted to. Genuinely, when I see Romeo and Wasabi like cuddling or playing, my heart swells. I feel my heart genuinely swell. So now I have
I'm going to assume that Apathetic Facts put in that little punch, but it was so subtle. I got to hear it again.
heart swells. I feel my heart genuinely swell. So now I have two.
I feel my heart genuinely swelling. Is that because of the blood pressure medicine you're not taking? Okay, probably. Nemesis. I remember when her first video dropped around 2013. She was whack back then. The internet has been her poison. Yes. I definitely don't think she would be where she is now had she not found the YouTube fame. I didn't actually start watching her until the Beck era had just started. So I had to witness the Destiny stuff, all of that in a retro, kind of retro videos. But yeah, she's really stewing in her own shit these days. Literally. I usually only watch Foodie Beauty. I don't really watch Amber. So far, she seems fun. Yeah, and I do cover Foodie on my channel as well, which I think you were in my last live where we watched her. Amber, on so many levels, when it comes to Foodie and Amber, I think they're both shit human beings, but Amber, to me, is a piece of shit on a different level. Foodie, for the most part, really only kind of screws herself and her own life. And obviously she's a animal neglector too. But I feel like Amber truly has so many victims that she has affected in her life, from partners, friendships, animals. Amber, I truly cannot stand. And you know what? The one thing too about Foodie is she's at least somewhat honest. She kind of shows what a nasty person she is and, you know, all her gross little habits and stuff. Amber tries to pretend like she's some special fat person that doesn't have all the problems that every other fat person does. Kind of like what Nemesis said. At least Foodie is confident in her shittiness. Amberlynn denies it. Yes, absolutely. Foodie is in your face shitty. Yes. I guess that's what I was kind of trying to say. She's just more, Foodie's more transparent, whether she means to be that way or not. Whereas Amber doesn't know how to not lie. Amber couldn't be honest with us. She can't even be honest with herself. So that is why forever and always I will, unless something, you know, which Foodie's really on one right now with the kid and the kitten and all that. Unless something were to really happen though, Amber will always be my number one can't stand this bitch spot.
Boxes, because with 2 cats, you need 2 litter boxes.
Girl, you're telling on yourself. You had 2 cats before. So you're saying you didn't have 2 litter boxes for Wasabi and Rarity, but was...
And I think we just talked about this in a different video. So again, I'm just going to read it. It's because I hate the AI voice. Girl, you're telling on yourself. You had 2 cats before, so you're saying you didn't have 2 litter boxes for Wasabi and Rarity, but Wasabi and Romeo get 2. Tell us you favor Romeo over Rarity without telling us you favor Romeo over Rarity. Oh, and remember when she admitted to throwing the entire litter box away and buying new ones instead of cleaning them? Doesn't surprise me at all. But yeah, you actually should have a litter box for each cat plus 1. So it doesn't surprise me that she only had 1 for both cats. And in fact, I think that's what Beck described when they said all the nastiness in that room, that there was 1 litter box that was completely overflowing. You know, Amber wants to act all indignant right now. I think what she could do to just shut everybody up is go show us the cat's litter box right now. Go show us the cat's living areas. If it was in pristine condition, that would say a lot to me. I'd be like, okay, well, you know what? You're not as shitty as I thought you were. I mean, yeah, she is, but at least on that one little aspect. But she won't. And she never will, because you know damn well she's not going to be taking care of stuff like that.
Wasabi and Romeo get... Oh, and...
I was scared. I was like, oh my God, is Wasabi going to think like, oh, this is my house, I gotta, you know, not at all. Like, it's been so good. And like, Wasabi like bathed Romeo, and it's just...
A troll should twist this into her being sexist, preferring the male cat over Rarity. Well, she could have saw Rarity as competition. No. Paw Patrol. She acts like she has no clue why people don't like her. Yeah, I agree. They kind of both act like that. And again, I think that's maybe one of the things they have to like delude themselves just to freaking sleep at night. Like, you know, they're not going to accept the fact that they're the villain in the story. No, of course not. They're the hero. They're always going to be the hero in the story. And everybody else that doesn't agree with them or calls them out on their shit, they're the problem. M. Johnson, she shows everything that she can as proof that she is what she says she is. And when she doesn't show it, you know she's lying. Yes, absolutely. If she could prove us wrong, she would.
Really cute. How did Wasabi take the new little one? Perfect. I was really worried about that. And my mom also has a cat, so she was worried about that too. But they get along. Wasabi and Romeo, it's been great. Wasabi is a really good cat. Like, always just been perfection. Like, but you have no reason to go back to Wisconsin, right? That's what you said on Sunday. Yeah, you know, me and Tommy talked about it a hot minute ago, that if Rarity was ever found, then she would bring me Rarity. So I'm gonna keep the things that I love the most off the internet. But I wanted to show you guys Romeo because I was being hounded by it. I'm not
gonna say because you had no other choice, because literally they wouldn't shut up. Yeah, we know.
I'm gonna squish the cat. What the Romeo thinks my hair is a toy. How did Hecticana know about Romeo? I know exactly who told Hecticana, and Hecticana thinks that he has one up on me. But no, I literally...
Rinse, lather, delulu. It's the only Solulu. That's amazing. That should be on a t-shirt somewhere.
Really know exactly who it is. Like, exactly who it is. Who was it? I will not be saying their name. But if Hecticana wants to message me privately, I will happily tell him. I will happily tell him. But I'm not one to dox, so I'm not going to.
I'm going to put that as like my email signature for work.
Like you got Snowflake's info. Dear Heavenly Father, grace me upon your presence. I let Romeo do what he wants when he wants.
I thought she was
9 times out of 10.
agnostic.
Like, obviously, I teach him right from wrong. Like, you know, don't chew my like phone cords. Don't, you know, girl, he hasn't put any of his info out there. You can't just Google reverse a photo. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit more deeper into this scandal. So my friend put the photo in Google reverse, which then made his Facebook pop up. I forget what she said, but then it like directed.
It's always her friend that's doing the dirty work. Have you noticed that? You know, I was wondering. I've been thinking about this. And one of my friends that I actually told about my YouTube channel, which I really have only told a very tiny little teeny smidge of people in my life, which is like my immediate God, I can't talk. My immediate family and a couple of my friends. And do you think that the girls will ever come for me? Just me, little old rage bone. Could you imagine? I would literally have to watch that on repeat for like 7 hours just to traumatize myself.
Her to his ex-wife's, I thought it was a blog. Turns out it's not, because I just saw a screenshot of it one time when my friend sent this to me.
Shut up, Amber. One of the things that cracks me up are the reactions that everybody's giving and how none of them are hearts and they're all just wide-eyed, freaked out faces. Yeah. I think the tide is turning against her in her own hug box even. All my bills are paid. I've got friends and family hobbies, but man, I'm so jealous of her and Foodie. Yeah, we all are. I mean, it's gonna be something we're gonna have to live with for a long time. Let's pump you up, Rage, and upgrade you to the Plunderdome status in Girl World. You know, part of me doesn't want the smoke, but the other part of me thinks I could handle it quite well. So these heifers can bring it on. I don't care.
But it's not a blog. It's actually like her actual job is on this like website or whatever. I just have the screenshots from my friend, and that is genuinely it. And I've even had to like, I'm not gonna lie about it. I like low-key had to defend Snowflake for a minute there because my friend ended up going down a rabbit hole. And I guess someone
Quit saying your friend. You have no friends. You have zero relationship in your life that isn't transactional. So shut up.
with like his same name, literally where he's from, used to be like a nurse, and then the nurse had sex with a patient or something crazy. I hate Snowflake, I'm not gonna lie about it, but there's no fucking way that was him, you know. So I literally was like sticking up.
So why would you even bring that up? Because you want to start that rumor in Girl World. She thinks we're all so fucking stupid. It's pathetic. They live like royalty from back in the day where being fat was a sign of wealth. Yes, but unfortunately, Amber does not have anybody to wipe her down anymore. Liar, liar, plants for hire. 1998 called, wants his choker back. Honestly, I don't think that you could pry that thing off of her if you tried with a crowbar. So it's stuck. It's stuck for life.
For him, because people have the same name. I don't care about these people. I mean, I understand they care about me. Their whole income is based off of me, but I just...
Oh my God. Yes, you're just so popular. Everyone loves you, and it's all about you, of course. I don't think she understands too that like I think it's very few reaction channels that this is their only income. Like I work full time, so if her pants are on fire, that means it's a perfect time to mop the floors. Oh yeah. It's a cleanse on several levels, isn't it? Well, I think that's all I have for us to watch today. That last face was so perfect, yeah. See, put it back on. Like, fuck you guys. Yeah. Well, I think we're all caught up with Amber. I have a foodie beauty video I think I'm going to film after we end this live. It's her cooking video, which I have avoided looking into that today, so I'm sure that's going to be something to behold. Well, what do you think, guys? Let's take a 15-person little vote here. I know not everybody will say something, but do you guys like me coming live, or should I just stick more so to the regular videos? I mean, I enjoy seeing your guys' commentary and kind of interacting, but it's something kind of new for me, so it's not the best, but into the fires in which she came. Trust me, I've been dreading watching those too. Yeah, but you know what helps is these channels that do the highlights, Barbecue Chillin', Apathetic FaxX, Bottle. I give them so much credit because there's a few here and there that I have to edit down myself, and it's almost torturous. So again, a big thank you to Apathetic FaxX. This is their video that we watched. Okay, so a few of you guys are enjoying the lives. Cool. Yeah, Bad Seed. It's funny you bring up Bad Seed because everyone thinks I'm her. So I was actually just thinking today, me and Bad Seed need to do like a live together where we're actually speaking at the same time. That way, put the rumors to rest once and for all. But all right, awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the lives. Like I said, I'll try to do these as I can. I definitely enjoy doing them. So I think that's all we have. Well, Nemesis, I'm glad you think so, but there was a lot of people. Well, I don't want to say a lot. Back when I had, just very few subscribers and stuff, I had so many people being like, Bad Seed, is that you, Bad Seed? I'm thinking to myself, I don't take it offense because I think Bad Seed's great. I checked out her channel. But if you think I've got the energy to do not one but two YouTube channels, appreciate the vote of confidence, but no, not at all. So yeah, I agree. Paw Patrol, people can shut it. I don't care. It's just funny to me. It's like, God, I'm rage mode. I'm not Bad Seed. All right. Anyway, I thank you all so much for joining me. I know we had a little teeny tiny audience today, but I definitely enjoyed it. So thank you all again. Again, thanks to Janie for joining the members and the super sticker. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.